Hi everyone. Today my presentation is on landscape changes, the consequences of climate change. Hope you enjoy. Our natural environment. Climate change refers to long-term shifts in temperatures and weather patterns, and Earth is experiencing many climate changes as we speak. Some changes we can see and some we cannot. These real observable changes are what we call climate change impacts because they are visible ways that climate change is affecting the Earth. Altogether, climate change impacts our health, environment, and economy. I can't speak for everybody, but I can speak for myself. And I could say that here living in Florida, just over the last 5 or 6 years, I have been able to notice huge impacts in climate change. So it's actually interesting to do your research and see globally and regionally what kind of landscapes and what things are changing around us. So I want to talk about first how climate change impacts landscapes on a global scale. Landscapes will respond to hydroclimatic changes associated with modern global warming, such as an increasing extreme storms and wildfires. But the real question is today is to what extent is physical landscape change already evident? So what do we already see? What do we already notice without having to be told? So the first thing I want to talk about, and even something I noticed here in Florida, is the grasslands. Grasslands occupy more than 40% of the ice-free land in the world and hold over 30% of the world's carbon dioxide. Grasslands are shelters and food to many of our animals globally and are used for a ton of human activities, such as crop productions and livestock grazing. But unfortunately, climate change is altering that. Global warming has caused many areas to become drier and have extended periods of drought and reduced rainfalls. So again, living in Florida, and I'm sure this is happening everywhere. I know it's happening everywhere. Um, Things are becoming drier. So our grasses are drying up because of the droughts and hardly any rain, which has happened here as well. Drought is a major driver of impacts to grassland and prairie ecosystems and is likely to lead to increased wildfires and loss of wetland habitats. So I wanted to take this picture from a website and just talk a little bit about it. So it says here, a snapshot of Earth's plant productivity in 2003 shows regions of increased productivity in the green and decreased productivity in the red. Tracking productivity between 2000 and 2009, researchers found a global net decrease due to regional droughts. So again, I wanted to include this because although this is a picture back in 2003, what it looks like, I wanted to kind of use it as a comparison because if we were to pull up this same chart today, we would notice way more red than green. So back in 2003, I feel like it was like a 50-50 ratio, where now we hardly see any green at all. My next example would be trees and forests. Forests occupy nearly a third of Earth's land surfaces. Forests and trees provide humans and countless other species with a wide range of benefits and services, from ecological functions such as water and air purification to goods such as lumber and paper. And I state that, or I like to state that at the end and with it because all of us need water and all of us need clean air to breathe, and trees are what give us that. Um, we all use paper at some point of our lives, and especially in the northern states and where it's really cold, people use a lot of lumber for heating. So we all benefit from trees greatly. So I feel like we don't take care of our trees and appreciate them as much as we should. So continuing on with trees, there are many different kinds of trees, and in response to climate change, some trees will shift their ranges and start mitigating to grow places that they normally would not grow. Climate change can create new habitats for tree species and make existing habitats unsuitable. And like any other living thing, trees go where they can survive. Because of climate change, we are experiencing more droughts, more fires, and huge outbreaks of pests and pathogens that are killing the trees. I wanted to add in um, this little fact as well, just to kind of go over, forests. But there are three general types of forests that exist: temperate, tropical, and boreal, if I'm saying that correctly. Experts estimate that these forests cover approximately, again, 1/3 of Earth's surfaces. Temperatures or temperate forests are found across eastern North America and Eurasia. And then just to talk about the forests, the five biggest rainforests in the world are the Amazon, which most of us are familiar with, the Congo rainforest, the New Guinea rainforest, Valdivian temperate rainforest, which is home to the smallest deer in the world, and the rainforest of Borneo. I also create or put in here a graph that shows the global tree cover loss from 2001 to 2020. And as we can see, we're experiencing much greater loss as the years go on, which is really sad. Now I want to talk about how climate change impacts landscapes on a regional scale. Changes in Earth's climate have different effects in different areas of the world. Some places will warm much more than others. Some regions will receive more rainfall, while others are exposed to more frequent droughts. Regional changes in temperature and precipitation are having impacts on people and ecosystems. So I wanted to state about us having different effects in other places because I think that's important. Some people think, well, what's going on here is going on in Antarctica or, in Australia, and that's not the case. We're all experiencing the impacts of climate change differently, and I think that's important to remember when dealing with climate change and talking about it and referring to it because every place is responding differently and reacting differently. So the first example I want to talk about is mountains. Mountains are among the region's most affected landscape because of climate change. Although mountains can be considered a global scale impact, I wanted to include them in the regional scale because of the mountains we have here in the US that are impacted. Mountains provide fresh water to half of the world's population, and with climate change, that can impact the water availability. On top of providing water to us, mountains are home to a great decent percentage of amount of citizens. Mountains typically expose those citizens living around them with a lot of hazards. And with climate change, we are only continuing to see more of those hazards. So example one continued. Like I said in the last slide, mountains already create many hazards, but with climate change, those hazards are becoming worse. So I just want to talk about some of them. Some of the concerns would be more floods, droughts, landslides, and glacial activity. There is likely to be an increase with climate change exposure, as extreme events such as storms, the landslides, avalanches, and rockfalls are expected to become more common and more intense in mountain areas, threatening both the livelihoods and infrastructure around the mountains. My next example is volcanoes. I wanted to talk about the landscapes of volcanoes, and although they are a type of mountain, like I just talked about in the last slides, they are very different from other mountains. A volcano, a quick definition of one, or what a volcano is an opening in a planet or moon's crust through which molten rock, hot gases, and other materials erupt. Volcanoes often form a hill or a mountain as layers of rock and ash build up from repeated eruptions. Volcanoes are classified as active, dormant, or extinct. Where and when a volcano erupts is not something that we as citizens can control, but as the atmosphere warms due to climate change, the plumes of ash and gas emitted by large but infrequent volcano eruptions will rise even higher. Example 2 continued. Climate change will have a lot to do with the consequences for how volcanic acids interact with our atmosphere. The warmer the weather, the larger magnitude eruptions there will be. And on top of them becoming larger, we will also be seeing them happen more frequently. Like mountains, citizens can live around volcanoes that are active or even dormant. So if we see them erupting in more areas, and more often, they will destroy these areas and change the landscapes in those places forever. So unfortunately, our landscapes are being greatly impacted by climate change, and it's sad. But hopefully we can find some promise for the future and figure out ways to help our landscapes. Thank you for watching my video.